What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Marvel Select Venom. And so here we have the Marvel Select Venom posing out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories. Venom here does come with 3 different head sculpts. We do have the McFarlane-esque head that he has on him right now. We do have a head where the tongue is sticking out, which looks really nice. And then we do get an Eddie Brock head where the Venom symbiote is wrapping around it. He also comes with 3 pairs of hands. We do get monstrous clawing hands. We get normal clawing hands. Then we get a pair of fists. Finally, Venom does come with the Madness backpack, which does attach to his back nicely. I love the detailing on it. And then we do get a set of arms that you can peg onto his right forearm and left forearm, and those look really good. Other than that, Venom here doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at Venom. And so here we have a closer look at the Marvel Select Venom. And if you've seen my channel before, this is actually just a re-review. I am just taking a look at this Venom one more time because it is such a really nice figure, and I thought I'd show it off again for the newer viewers who haven't seen it. So Venom here is spectacular. This is one of my favorite Venom figures that I have in my collection for a number of reasons. The articulation is outdated, but the detailing on him is phenomenal. So let's actually take a look at that. For starters, you can see I do have him with the more McFarlane-esque head that he has on him right now, which is a head that he comes out of the package with, which you can see he has this really nice grin going very, very far. I do like the detailing on it, and the paint is done exceptionally well, especially on those teeth. They look so fantastic. This isn't my preferred head. I more prefer this style head, but this is still a very nice head. And you can see the eyes are painted nicely. They go all the way up. Just really menacing looking. And of course, this is my favorite Venom head. Now, this is the second issue of the Marvel Select Venom. If you had the first issue, the tongue is removable. However, in later re-releases of the figure, they did glue the tongue in, so yeah, unfortunately, the tongue is not removable on this figure. So if you have the first Venom, you have the option to remove the tongue. If you have anything after that, the tongue is unfortunately glued in place, so that is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, looking really nice. And one thing I love about this figure, and it's something Marvel Select does a lot, is the sculpture. There's a lot of nice detailing here on Venom. You can see all the musculature up on his neck, but then it also looks like the symbiote, so that looks really nice. It's all veiny right here, so we get some really good detailing there. On the chest here, the Venom spider is of course sculpted on. It's unlike a Marvel Legend where it's just painted on. There's actually sculpted ridges for the white of the spider to be on, and it just looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job sculpting and detailing that. It's such a little thing that could have gone so very wrong, but as you can see here, it looks very good. I do like the way this came out, and it doesn't interrupt the musculature. Everything on it still has that same muscular detail, although right here you can see it does appear that the white is a little more detailed, but that's because it's white and it's not covered in the black, although there is some blue wash throughout the figure. It's very minute in some places, and for the most part it's just going to be black. He's looking really nice here. These are actually the peg holes in which you can take the little forearms that I was talking about and just peg those on. He does come with a left and a right one, so when you have the Madness backpack on him, you can have the arms coming out of his arm, which again, that's really creepy. And I love these veins on his arms, really reminiscent of the animated series Venom, how he had those little spots right here on his arm, although these ones are just nicely sculpted. I do have him with the monstrous hands right here, and they are very big clawing hands. You can see he does have his web shooter here. The white patch looks very good. Absolutely in love with the sculpt of this figure. It's done very well. And there's really not much more to say. The sculpture on him is perfect. I think this is a very good Venom figure in terms of size and scale, and sculpt wise he looks really good. Although I do feel like his knees and his thighs are a little bit skinny in comparison to the rest of his figure, because you get down to his calves and those are some thick calves. I'm not gonna lie to you, those are really thick. And it does appear like mine might have mismatched parts, because this does look like this leg, although No, they're not the same. At first I thought they were, and that's something I thought I had overlooked, but yeah, they really do look the same, but they're not. It just turns out that the left calf is actually thicker than the right calf, which is surprisingly odd. You really don't see that on action figures where one calf is bigger than the other, but on Venom, that unfortunately is the case on mine. Well, on every version, because it's using the same sculpt for every Venom figure. And then we do go onto his feet, which look really nice. So overall, really solid figure here, and I'm really glad I'm having a look at him. I always kept this Venom because of how nice he looks, and even to this day he's still a very solid figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at how Venom stacks up to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Venom posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Venom posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure in the Mezco 1/12 Collective, Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Venom posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have the Marvel Select Venom posed next to the Marvel Select Carnage. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually run through Venom's articulation. Now I do have the backpack on him right now with all the little heads coming out, because his articulation kind of does change when you have the backpack on. For starters, each of these little heads that you see right here, we have 4 major heads right here. All these are articulated, so you can move those around. I want to say they are on ball joints, but they could be on swivel joints. Now this one obviously is on a ball joint, as well as this one. This one, yeah, they're all on ball joints, but they really don't get too much movement out of them, but they all do rotate. And then with the backpack on, we do have rotation in the back arm right here, single bend at the elbow, and then we do have rotation at the wrist here, and this is the relaxed grip hand in case you were wondering where that is. It's actually part of the Venom backpack. So if we remove this, his articulation kind of does stay the same as a regular figure. We do have a ball joint in the head, which does go up and down. He can tilt his head side to side, rotates left and right. Arms on a ball joint go out to the side, no problem. They do a full 360. They swivel at the bicep, single bend at the elbow unfortunately, and there's just a swivel here at the wrist. We do have a ball joint here at the torso for ab crunch, but very, very limited, practically non-existent, and it doesn't even move side to side, doesn't even rotate that well either. Most of your rotation comes at the waist. Legs do kick forward only to about there, kick back to about there. T-jointed hips only go out to the side to about right there, unfortunately. Then we do have a DC Universe classic style thigh swivel, which is right above the knee, as you can see. Not the best cut in the world, but it is there. Then we do have a single bend at the knee, followed by just a regular hinge at the foot. So, like I said, it's an older figure, so his articulation is fairly limited, but at the time he had some of the best articulation for his day and age, and as time goes on, of course, the articulation schemes are going to change on figures, so I can't really fault the figure with time, but for what he was, it was a very nice figure, and he still holds up really well to this date. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Marvel Select Venom pose for my final thoughts, and overall, really great job here. Diamond Select knocked it out of the park with this Venom figure back in the day, and like I said, he still holds up very well to today's standards. I think the sculpt work is better than most Venom figures that we've seen. I think the only other Venom figure that rivals this one in terms of sculpt is the new Hasbro Marvel Legends movie Venom. As far as articulation goes, yeah, his articulation is very dated. He only has basic swivels in the wrist, single jointed arms, single jointed knees, ugly above the knee thigh cuts, and then just a hinge in the ankle, which unfortunately does limit his posing options, as well as having a very limited ab crunch. You're really not going to get this Venom in too many dynamic poses. However, if you're going to have him on your shelf looking menacing, that's what he's going to do. And to my knowledge, this is the only Venom figure to include the Madness backpack, which I think is a very nice accessory. It's one of those accessories that Diamond just threw in there to have Venom have, and overall it makes this figure stand out a lot. If you were lucky enough to get this figure when he came out initially, the tongue mouth did was removable. Unfortunately, on second issues and everything after that, the tongue wasn't removable, so that was a little bit of a feature I wish they had kept throughout all the Venom figures. But overall, this is still one of my personal favorite Venom figures, and if you don't have this guy in your collection, I really recommend you track him down or wait till he gets a reissue. Diamond Select is keen on reissuing Venom and Carnage because they are very good figures, and this figure, though limited in terms of articulation, really has it where it matters, and that is sculpt and detail. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other Marvel Legend, Marvel Select, and other Marvel videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.